For those of you who are joining, I am Alviana Brewster. I want to say hello and welcome to B&E Presents the Trend. This is episode 13 titled Getting Licensed as a Home Health Agency. I am Alviana Brewster, the founder and CEO of Black Nurse Entrepreneurs, also known as B&E. We are the premier networking organization for Black nurses who are interested in launching, building, and growing their entrepreneurial endeavors. In this episode, we have a special guest by the name of Rashan Jones that is here to speak to you about changing our community dynamics through owning home health care agencies. To give you a little background about Rashan, aka Ladyfire Jones, she is a mental health provider, consultant, and serial entrepreneur, passionate about advocating for health and the wealth of minorities. She is the owner of Complete Dimensions Behavioral Health Corp and also does so much more, such as funding for your business, real estate, home care setup, everything. Without further ado, I present to you none other than the dynamic Rashan Ladyfire Jones. All right, Miss Rashan. Again,
Hi,
how are you?
everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being patient with us. We've been trying this for like an hour.
Right. Just when we thought we had it, then something else goes down. But
But
you know that
yeah, it's all great. It's good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are here and available to receive the information. I want to thank Aviana for bringing me on. This stemmed from just a post that I made about how much a skilled nurse, is actually paid through a home health agency in Florida. Now, you can have a home health agency in any state. And having a home health agency is a really big deal, and it is a very well, I'm not going to say very lengthy, but it is a very tumultuous process when getting that agency, because there is a lot of different things you have to do that, and including capital. But in Florida, there is a thing called home health agency exemption, which means that anybody that has a license, I don't care if you a CNA, home health aide, a therapist, a social worker, a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, you can't have a home health agency exemption, which means that once you have that home health agency exemption, you are now considered a licensed home health agency, but you're only that agency under yourself, your individual, and it's only covered under your license. So the way it would look, you would be XYZ Home Health Care Agency. That's what you would file it as, and you would go see your clients. If you were doing an infusion, if you were doing wound care, if you was doing a dressing change, then you would bill the necessary insurance for that service that you provided. So if you were a CNA, that means that you could only do personal care services. You couldn't do any services outside of your scope. But if
okay.
you were the nurse, then you could essentially bill for your nursing visit, and you could bill for your personal care visit, because you could also be the one conducting the personal care, because that's in your scope of practice. So that's pretty much how that works. And with that, you don't have to have an office building. So all of the requirements that you would have to be a full-fledged home health agency, you don't have to have that to be a home health agency with an exemption.
Okay.
And this is only available in Florida. I have not found any other state yet that allows this type of procedure to be done. So I am a part of home care startups, and home care startups, I am a independent consultant where I actually get people licensed for a home health agency. If they were interested in doing a home health exemption, then we take care of everything. We do the application for our client. We even file the business for our client if they don't already have their business, like their LLC or whatever they decide they entity they want to be. We get their tax ID. We file for their Mpi numbers. We also assist them with filing for their Medicare.
Okay.
So basically, we will take care of everything to get you ready to start up being your independent home health agency. We also do the standard home health agencies as well, if that is so that you desire. If you decided that you wanted to employ others. So I like to say to people, this is a great way to get started on seeing, okay, if this is the right thing. And also, this is a way for you to be independent and have more control over your whole life. I mean, I've been a nurse, I've done bedside, I've did home health. They were only paying me to do visits $50, 65, and that's only because I was doing psych. So I can only imagine that they were probably getting paid probably $260 per visit.
Mhm.
When here I am only getting the $50 for the visit, and I probably went and had to see about 10 people that day. Um, so if I could take that 260 for myself, that would be awesome. And then I could
Right.
see 4 people that day, you know. Um, and then it goes to more like, it's great to say, okay, yeah, now I'm able to make money and benefit myself on an independent level and have control over my time and the way that I finance myself.
Mhm.
But actually, to me, my bigger mission is to help people see that now this allows you to be able to impact our community on a whole nother level. Because if one of my family members are sick, I would love to be able to tell the hospital when they're being discharged that I have a home health agency that my friend owns that I want to take care of my family.
Right.
I mean, that's going to make a whole big difference because now I'm not worried about the care that my loved one is receiving while I'm away. Also, I'm not worried about if my loved one is receptive of the care that they're being given. Prime example, my father, he had a major surgery. He had a hernia repair. He had to have home health come out to his home. I'm here in Orlando. He's in Jacksonville. So the home health agency that was coming to his home, he telling me, I don't like that. I don't like the lady. I don't like the lady. I don't like
Mhm.
the lady. Again, yes, it was a white lady. So I said, Dad, well, if you don't like the lady or you feel like you don't like the treatment, you do have the right to ask for someone else to come out to see you. So he did what I told him to do. And then here, lo and behold, here they send a African American nurse to come out and see him.
Mm-hmm.
Within weeks, now he's more receptive to care. He has that trust because now he feels like she understands him, she knows him. He can be more receptive of the treatment that she's offering him. And
Right.
then now that gives him a better health outcome than what he was receiving previously. So this is the way that we can change our communities in so many ways, when it comes to us promoting our health and being of the forefront of taking care of our people. Because it's very important that we have providers and caregivers that look and talk like us, because nobody understands you more than your own people of culture. And if you can receive a better health outcome, then that's the road that we should be going down. So this healthcare exemption thing to me is a big, big thing that I feel that so many licensed providers in the state of Florida should be taking advantage of, because it makes no sense for you to uh, be doing COVID cases, um, working home health when you could be doing it for yourself.
Right.
The application is the fee for it is $100 in Florida, and it takes about 30 days for them to approve. From there, you can file for your Medicare. Medicare, that can take anywhere between 30 to 90 days to get approved. The beauty of it, like I said, is you are registered as a home health agency just like any other home health agency. So if someone is looking for a home health agency, you're going to come up on the registry.
Mm-hmm.
So that cuts down. So that means that you'll get referrals. You can also file to be on other commercial insurance panels and other Medicare panels, managed Medicare panels. A lot of those companies, they send you referrals. So it's not like you're out chasing to find clients, because they're going to be sending you referrals to your company. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't market as well, but it just makes it so much easier because you are defined as a home health agency for the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I was saying, all other states, you can be a home health agency, but it is a lot bigger requirement. Um, Even if you have a compact license, you can take advantage of this exemption, but it just means that you have to do business in Florida. So you can't take the home health agency to Georgia or to South Carolina. You have to do business in Florida.
Okay, that's good to know. It may be beneficial for those people that are right there on the line. They can go back and forth.
I'm sorry.
I just said that may be beneficial for those people that are right there on the line. Like if they have a compact license and they live close to Florida, they don't necessarily have to be a resident in Florida. But if they're right on the border of Florida, they could go back and forth without issues, correct?
Correct. Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
those
People
bordering
in
states would be good.
Brunswick, St. Mary's,
Uh-huh.
Georgia, like that's right there on the line. Like people work in Florida that live there anyway. So why not?
Hmm. need to see how many people in the group are around that area there, because this would be great. And you and I had this conversation about this not too long ago. And the big thing about it is we don't have a lot of things within our community to help our people. We have to go outside of our community for pharmacy and for groceries and um, hospital care and banks and all sorts of things. So, speak speak specifically on building that legacy within the community, being able to keep those dollars in our community by having a home health agency.
Right, absolutely. Because when you have that, it's just like a full circle, because now just say you go take care your neighbor. Now your neighbor is taking care of you because you're getting compensated from her insurance or Medicare or whatever. So she's taking care of you and you're taking care of her. So it's just a full cycle. Then now, okay, just say people in your church, they need the services. Now you're taking care of the people in your church, and the people in your church are taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
So it just the cycle just continues to grow, continue to grow. And before long, you having that home health agency, it may grow into you having a residential home, or you having an adult daycare, just by having that home care exemption.
Mm-hmm.
But now the people in your community have somebody that is servicing them. They don't
Right.
have no one coming from the outside of the community to service them, and the funds going outside of the community. Because now, when you're getting money from the people in the community, you can feed the community as well. Because now you could get vendors inside of the community. You could help vendors grow inside of the community, because
So,
now you are getting funds from the government,
mm-hmm.
essentially, because it's Medicare. So you're getting those funds, but you can take those funds to build up your community.
Do you think, because I really don't hear much about it, so why do you think that is? Why don't people know this? Or is it just because I don't live in Florida, I don't know about it?
I really, it's a lot of things that is available to people that people just don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gamut of things that are available, and it's just unbelievable how these things are available, and people don't try to make it knowledgeable. Like, you would think that the state of Florida would be announcing this to schools, to nursing schools, things like that. But no,
Mm-hmm.
it's not said. It's the same thing with a clinic. You can open a clinic with
Mm-hmm.
with the same type of exemptions. How do I know? Because that is what my clinic is. So it's imperative that we um start to just this, because this is a great platform, like, listen to things that people are saying, because a lot of times you're not going to get it from the powers that be.
No, no. That's one of the reasons why we don't know a lot about it.
So we have
Yeah.
to help ourselves.
Correct. I 100% agree. And
You
I
know,
think we have to consistently realize the magnitude of it, how
Right.
important it is to utilize your nursing skills. This is what I always say about this atmosphere in this environment is using your nursing skills in order to pour back into the community. We have people in the B&E community that have a lot of skills, and I want to make sure that people understand one thing. I mean, I have people on right now that do scrubs or trucking or what have you. There are
Hmm.
other things, like that's not the only thing that I want us to focus on. Yes, of course, I want you to be good at it, and many of you are great at what you do, but I also want us to really take advantage of having multiple streams. I really want us to take advantage of that and utilizing those nursing skills. And so, and then though I have people all the time that say, I don't know, I want to start a business, but I don't know what type of business to start. Here you go. Here's your another fantastic opportunity, especially if you're in the state of Florida. Rashan,
Right.
have you helped or opened up any? Have you, let's just say, have you helped anybody open up one in another state at all?
Another another home health agency?
Yes.
No, I have not helped anyone open another home health agency in another state. The
Okay.
thing with a lot of people, and this is the thing with the reason why I'm like encouraging people to do this exemption, because a lot of people don't open up home health agencies because of the factor of the money,
Mm-hmm.
the capital. Because when you open a regular standard home health agency, you have to have a CPA to complete your financials. And some states even set a standard that you have to show availability of operational funds of like $50,000.
Oh, wow.
Um, it could be less based on what you're projecting you could make, or it could be more. Like if you're projecting that your home health agency is gonna make 50,000 a year, then you might have to have $100,000. So what we kind of have done is I have gotten with investors and made talks about this issue where we could help show those proof of funds. So we would be lenders to showing those proof of funds just so people could go ahead and start their agencies or even get relicensed. Because even with some residential home care businesses, that's another deterrent as well, is for the funding, showing that proof of your operational costs.
Mm-hmm.
So we have investors in place that are willing to provide the assistance to help with the proof of funding. You
Okay.
know, it is, of course, it is a loan, so it would be a fee for them to do that. But at least now you've started your agency.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that barrier there in place that, oh my God, how am I going to come up with that amount of money? You know, you may be just $10,000 shy. So $10,000 could stop you from opening up your whole home health agency. That could bring you in, that does bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because just think, if you employ 3 nurses at a visit of 130 to 160 per visit, then they may be going to the house Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or they may be going twice a week to give education. Then you got your person coming in giving personal care services 3 times a week. Then you throw on physical therapy. Physical therapy actually gets paid more than skilled nursing. Physical therapy also can provide the same services as a nurse in a home health agency setting, like wound care and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So your business has the potential of making lots and lots of money really, really quickly. So that barrier of the startup of showing that proof of funds, that is something that we have worked on to eliminate for people.
Okay, gotcha. So, with the people in Florida that need help maybe getting started, are you doing one-on-one consultations and or do you have manuals, guides, courses, things of that nature that help people get started?
So, with the people that want to get started in Florida, I do the one-on-one consultations, and if they want to get the package of where they're getting their license or whatever for whatever it is, whether it's the home care agency or whether it's a residential facility, whether it's APD or what have you, that is through my home care consultant. So it is a consultation, and then from there, we provide the proposal for the pricing of whatever service that they are looking to, or business that they're looking to start. But that pretty much is a la carte. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, we'll register your business if you don't already have one. We're going to get your MPIs. And because I have the resources available to my clients, because it is an independent, it is my own independent business. I just represent the brand, and so I have to make sure that I provide the proposal in the same way. But as far as other extra services that my client may need, I'm able to provide those services for them. So if that means that they need funding, then I'm gonna make sure that they get funding. If that means that, they need resources to connect with, making sure that they're going to be able to get their clients, I'm going to provide them with those resources. So that is, how people, if they're interested in doing that and they just don't really know which way they want to go, most definitely they can reach out to me. We can do a consultation and we can get them started. Um, Again, I may not be the best consultant for them. We have a gamut of consultants that provide the same exact services. So, but I'm always willing to help somebody and work with them to make their business grow. I want to see everybody successful. It is so much out here for where we shouldn't be um, killing ourselves. This year should have taught nurses that we are so valuable,
Right.
so much valuable, to the point that we should not be taking crap from nobody.
Right.
Like, nobody don't have nothing to say to us in a negative light. Not from one administrator from a facility, nothing. Because if we didn't see anything else, we're needed. So when there's a need for you, that means there is supply and demand. So when there's supply and demand in economics, that means that the price just went up. So the stock
Mm-hmm.
of nurses is real, real high. So If the stock is high, that means you need to be setting your stock at high.
Oh, I like that. That's good stuff
And
right there.
not taking, the abuse. We take so much abuse from, our jobs when we're going in. I mean, you taking abuse from the patients, but you take abuse also from administration, especially minority nurses, Black nurses.
Yep, it's
Been
true.
there, done that, got the t-shirt, the bumper
In the mug.
sticker, all of that. So
Correct,
I
correct.
know firsthand, I know. And that's why I do what I do. Like, cause I can't.
So
So, and
imagine,
we don't have
guys.
to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, and we don't have to. This
We
year
don't
should have
have.
taught us that we don't have to do that. We are needed. We are the largest healthcare organization in the United States.
And we should be kind of running it, right? Like, why
Right,
don't we have
exactly.
a bigger seat at that table? I've always said that.
Exactly.
I don't get it. We're the people that are there during the most precious hours. We're there when a baby
Hmm.
is born. We are there when a person exits this life. Why is it that we do not have a bigger seat at this table? Why is it that we don't have the ability to make bigger and better decisions? So again, a speech that I gave many months ago, I said that, nursing affords you the opportunity to be able to care for people in the most precious times of their life. But entrepreneurship gives you the opportunity to have control over how you do that.
Right.
And that's exactly what I think about a business such as a home health agency is you're going to be doing essentially what you do anyways. You're just going to get better value for it.
Exactly.
You already
Exactly.
do the job anyway, so you might as well set your price. And we always talk about, well, we're not paid our worth, and they don't
Exactly.
pay attention to what I gave them all these ideas and stuff, and they didn't care, and they didn't use it, or they used it, but they used it in another way, like, oh, we don't want your idea, and then 5 weeks later, oh, so and so just launched such and such, and it's like, wait a minute, I just
Hmm.
said that 5 weeks ago, and you shot it down.
Right.
So here's your opportunity. Here's your opportunity to have ownership and control. And something that Rashan said that is so valuable, I want to make sure that everyone listening catches it. Rashan, I want you to go over it one more time because it's extremely valuable. Go back to the point where you were saying that, for instance, I believe it was your father or grandfather that was in the hospital, and then he had a home health care nurse. One thing that you said to me the other day is the fact that we can control our community by having home health agencies in the community to care for our own people. Please reinforce that idea because that right there is powerful.
Yes. Yes. And it is, and I was, talking to my dad about it, and he was just like saying that as soon as the Black nurse came to take care of him, he improved. And he was like, because he understood her
Mm-hmm.
and she understood him. So, right there alone tells us that it is important and it is imperative that people that look like us and talk like us provide us with our care.
Right,
Period.
right. We take care of
Because
our own community.
nobody can understand us and understand the plight that we have gone through, or just the untold story. I can look at my patients when they come in, and I can see the untold story. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
to tell me that they've been dogged or they've been through God knows whatever. I already know. So with me already knowing that, then I know how I need to take care of them. But they could go into, and I get patients like this all the time where they went to the other nurse practitioner. She didn't address none of their issues. She couldn't see it because she wasn't of them. So she couldn't see their issue that they was having. So she didn't address it. So now she didn't address that issue. Now here they are. They still got their problem. So now they're over here to me, and immediately we start addressing it, and things change.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
that's the
money
whole
is here.
goal of health promotion, is for us as nurses. That's our whole, is to receive better outcomes. That's all
Right.
we do is add pie. We want to get the best possible outcome for our patient. The only way to do that is when your patient buys into the treatment.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to get your patient to buy into the treatment is you understand each other.
Right. It's that trust. It's the mutual trust
The
and respect
trust,
that's
the
there. Mm-hmm.
relationship, that rapport. And we have to do that in our communities. We got to stop letting all these other people come into our communities and take care of our people, and they're not getting the quality care. I go to
And
the
then they
doctors
leave.
with
You know what?
I go,
Hang on, Rashan. Hang on. They leave. They come into the community. They take what they can get out of it, and then they leave and they put it back into their community. Whether
right,
it's financial stability, they come into our community, take care of our people, get paid for it, don't give them half the amount of care or resources that we give to them, leave our community, go across the railroad track, put that money into their community to build their community up. There's an issue
right,
there.
exactly, exactly.
There's a
A big
huge issue
issue,
there.
a big issue. So we need to tap into these systems, because just I'm just gonna drop this gem for real. There is 93 billion dollars for the CARES Act for healthcare workers and healthcare providers. So if you was a healthcare agency, because that means that you was receiving Medicare, you automatically would have got those funds.
Wow.
You would have been writing your own check. But instead, the other agency in the hospitals got your check, and they ain't give you nothing but
A pizza
one
party.
mask, one mask to wash out.
Right. A
Darn near kill
non-reusable,
you.
reusable
Not to
mask.
mention how many of our fallen sisters and brothers did we have? Because let's be clear. Oh, we all know that they was throwing us to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
They were sitting back. Oh, they gonna get the COVID patients today. You gonna get all the COVID patients today for your assignment with no PPE. So how many of our sisters and brothers did we lose on to this? And they collecting the check.
Mm.
Nobody not saying nothing about that.
Mm. Mm.
So if I'm gonna be at jeopardy, then I'm gonna be at jeopardy on my own terms.
Right. Right.
I'd rather be in jeopardy taking care of the people in my community than in jeopardy at the hospital, taking care of people that don't even care nothing about me. I'm just a number. Because I know Miss Betty up the street, she loved me. She used to feed me when I was a kid.
I know that's right.
You know? So that's how I see it. So to me, and that's just my ministry, that's just how I see nursing and healthcare as a general. That's how my practice is that I have that is coming out. Everybody, some people may know I do exposure, which is a minority mental health focus platform. COVID kind of caused it to shut down just a little bit, but I am working on a big community initiative that is going to be really dope, where basically I'm working in the community. I'm in the community doing mental health.
Which is very
And
needed. Very needed.
it's very, very, very much needed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm passionate about being in the community. And that's the thing about it. Once we get in the communities, then there leads to partnerships. Because, okay, I have a mental health clinic, but then my sister over here, she has a primary care clinic.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to send my patients to her primary care clinic.
That's smart.
Yeah,
That's very
why
smart.
not? They refer us to their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Spouses.
wouldn't I refer my patients to her?
It's very smart.
So that's how we need to be thinking. Okay, yeah, you get your clinic, I got my clinic. I'm gonna refer my patients to you. Let's have these directories. Yeah, why not? Now we taking care of our people in our community. So then I can call you and say, hey, what happened with Mr. Johnson?
Hmm. I hope we're getting this. I hope
That's how
everybody's
we
getting these
change the
gems.
dynamic there. And then we say, hey, okay, I write an order for my nurse friend and say, hey, you got your agency. I need you to go see Mr. Johnson. He needs to get his monthly shot. So now we feeding each other here. It's enough
Yep.
out here for everybody.
I have a quick question. I want to know if you're doing it independently, who holds that person, the independent individual, accountable to make sure that they're competent and doing appropriate care, things like that.
So you still have to file, you still have to get your audits and everything by ACA. So you'll still have your policy and procedure manuals. You'll have still everything as a home health agency. You'll still have
Hmm.
all of that stuff because you still are still held to those same standards. Because again, you are listed as a home health agency. It's just that you can't employ a full-fledged out, employ all of these people. You can only work under yourself. So you're still gonna have your audits by ACA.
Okay. I just wondered about that. So what about um mhm, I think it's just so unique. It's a unique way of thinking about it, but you know, it'd be a situation where I go into the hospital and I'm visiting a church member And, she's like, hey, baby, they talking about I'm going to be leaving here and being discharged, but I'm going to need some home health. That's what they told me. You know how the church members
Exactly.
talk. That's what they told me. And you literally can say that, hey, I know a home health agency by the name of Oasis Home Health, which I own, but they don't necessarily know I own it. But I can make that referral, and then they are doing the business and setting the referral up with that business instead of looking at me as an individual.
Absolutely. That's how you work it. That is that is how you work it.
So you get the opportunity to take care of your church member that knows you, you know them, and you're working it from a business standpoint.
Right.
And they don't even get the opportunity to be like, because again, as soon as a Black person walks in, there's automatically like, they don't know or whatever. There's always
Right.
that something that they have to say or think about us. But you're wrapping it up as a professional business, your
Right.
services.
You say, hey, here, give them this card and tell them that you want to be referred to this agency.
And lo and behold, you're on the other side.
Right. Because there's no way they can't tell you you can't be, because now they're getting involved in your treatment. You're advocating for yourself.
Hmm.
You have the right to say where you want to have your treatment conducted and whom you want it to, or if you want to have treatment. Then let's talk about the people that don't get home health. I know lots of people that I've said to people like, how come you're not getting home health? Your doctor didn't write you a, a script for home health? So it's a complete oversight that this person could utilize some extra services that's available to them.
Hmm. And you know that those people are loved
So,
ones, and you know them.
right. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. 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 I was talking to one of my patients
Mhm.
via telehealth. She had been in the hospital intubated. Um, she received a pressure wound to the face.
Mm.
Now, I've never seen a pressure wound to the face on somebody that's been unconscious, because I see you only got two patients. You got time to turn, flip, touch is a lot. Because you only have two patients. She said that this happened to her while she was there, and that is causing her some issues in, her mental health, because she has this disfigurement. It's not healed. Um, and I said to her, do you have an attorney? Um, because that sounds like neglect to me.
Mhm.
I said, I mean, I would be advocating for something for that, because I don't understand. I said, I just don't understand how that happened if you were getting the standard of care that they're held to.
Mhm.
And she said, I didn't think about it like that. I said, well, Morgan and Morgan open. I think I would call. You know, I mean, I'm a provider, yes, but at the same time, I feel like it's my duty to tell people that, you were done harm.
Mm-hmm.
Something wasn't right, but again, she was an African American woman. Who knows? Maybe, because we all know not many of us get to go to ICU and have two patients. They don't really put us in those positions. So, who
That's okay.
knows?
Tell them, bring them home. We're going to take care of them at home, in their house, in our home health agency, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's okay. We will,
Absolutely.
we
So,
will gladly take care of them in our community at their house and make sure that they are well cared for
yes. And
on
that's
our
the whole
terms.
goal. That's the whole goal, us utilizing our skills, our capabilities to um, at the same time build ourselves and build our community. And
Okay.
that's just the whole aspect of how I see it. Um, And, I love working with people to help them do that. When I see that that's your vision, I know that, you can take off with it.
So we have quite a few people in this group that are Floridians. It would be
Oh,
nice.
absolutely.
It would be
Absolutely.
really nice for y'all to
Yes.
start launching
So
these home
y'all,
health agencies.
yes, start getting y'all home health agencies. Y'all know how much they pay for infusion nurses. Just the agency alone paying like $75 an hour to be an infusion nurse. So that tell you right there, to bill for an infusion, they gotta be making at least 150 or more. Do your own infusions.
Yeah,
You was
pocket
gonna
that
do it
money.
anyway.
Hmm. Absolutely. You're going to do it anyways. You might as well get paid the full value of it, opposed to
Hmm.
having to share it with people that don't care nothing about you.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Very good. I'm glad that you took the time out to share this with us. I know you have a whole lot more things to share with us, and so we'll have you back on for some other
Yes,
topics.
absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
for other stuff. But yeah,
yeah.
but to me, this is a big win.
Hmm.
This
It
is a
is.
great start and place for people that, where you don't have to have a lot of money to do it.
Hmm.
You don't have to have a lot of money to start this business. And it's a skill set that you already got. So you don't have to go learn nothing new for something that you already do. This your license. This what you do.
Yep. There's no point in. I try to remind people, especially when they're interested in starting a business, I try to remind them, like, what skills do you already have? What do you already
Right.
possess? Because nursing teaches you a lot of stuff. And so we have a very valuable skill set, but we're just not taught how to utilize it individually. We're
Right.
taught how
We're
to
not
use it
taught how
for,
to use it to its fullest potential.
right,
Most
right.
people
No.
don't even know that anybody that have a license can get an MPI.
Hmm.
Like, if you got a license, you can get an MPI. Some companies even register you for it. You don't even know it. So some people will go out and to apply for their MPI, and they already have one assigned because you can only get one. So when you go to apply, it'll say, oh, you already have one, you already registered, because that means the company you work for, they've been using your MPI. They set it
Mhm.
up.
Do you mind, for those people who don't quite understand what an MPI number is, will you
So
explain
that
it?
is a national provider identification number.
Hmm.
And anybody that is a licensed provider, whether you are a nurse or a therapist, a doctor, this number is used to recognize you as that provider under whatever skill set that you are. Because once you get your NPI, it also has like a group of taxonomy numbers that is assigned to you based on your skill set. Taxonomy number is based on me being a psych nurse practitioner.
Hmm.
But for and then under it, it also has the registered nursing part too. So if you're a registered nurse, then you would um, choose the taxonomy number for being a registered nurse. But if you had like a specialty, because some people are certified psychiatric nurses or a certified pediatric nurse, things like that, you can select that taxonomy number as well and add that to your specific identity.
Hmm.
So it's just like an identity, like a personal identity of you in your profession as a
Makes
provider.
makes sense.
So when
Very
you
good.
go to insurance,
Hmm.
that is the number they ask you for. Okay, what's your NPI?
So pretty much with purposes of like billing and stuff like that.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
For purposes of billing, you would provide your NPI number and your tax ID, which is your tax ID would be your business.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So Miss Jones, tell us, what do you have coming up next?
So coming up next, I am going to be launching a podcast um, of my clinic, Complete Dimensions, and my natural products that I provide. So I have some new natural products that I'm going to be releasing, and then I'll be talking about those products. And then I am also excited about a new project that I'm working on with Michelle Green Rhodes, called The Color of Wellness. It's going to
Hmm.
be a magazine, and it's full of color. And so I'm excited about that project as well. And for it to come out and, everybody just take part and just take a look at all of the interesting information that will be put into that magazine about health and wellness directed to people of color.
Yay.
So that's going to be exciting. But the podcast and the natural products is going to be the next thing that I'm doing, that's going on like right now. And then, like I said, I got that big community thing that I'm going to be doing that I'm looking to have out January. It may be before then, but my vision sees January. So, but it may be before.
Okay. I put your contact information in the chat. Do you want to drop any websites or anything else that you may want to shout out so that people can get a hold of you? I put in the
Yeah,
contact information that you had given me earlier.
okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much the information that I gave you. That is pretty much um the best way of reaching me. Besides on here, I'll start being on here more. I am listed in the directory here as well on BNE. And
Yay.
also we'll be putting out some different products and stuff on BNE's Academy and bookstore. And those things will either be in reference to health or financial health, because that is another thing that I advocate for is financial health. So it'll either be one of the two, but that's what will be here on BNE. But for the most part, the information that Alviana's provided is the best way to contact me. And yeah, I'm all around social media. I think I got about 5 pages now.
And y'all don't forget she's Ladyfire. I always go and I type in Rashan, RAS. Oh man, that's not her name on here. So y'all remember that she's Ladyfire on social media. So if you see
Yeah.
that, you know that that's Rashan. And I want to thank you for just the wealth of knowledge, but most importantly, the mindset change, trying to create an environment that helps our people, our nurses, our professionals create that environment of change so that we are
Right.
remembering that, we have a special skill set and that we can utilize that skill set in our community, get paid, and kind of recycle those dollars back to us, towards us, to help the betterment and benefit of us. And it's not against anybody else, but we deserve also to have a seat at that table, and we also deserve to have that generational wealth and health. And I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not going to make any excuses about it. We as Black men and women deserve that. And so I see this community as a community that has the resources. It's bigger. And I will say this is something that I've been saying here recently. For me, as a woman of color and a business owner, it's bigger than business. And I would hope and encourage everybody else to kind of take on that same kind of attitude. Business is one thing. You can make money all day and all night, but what are you doing culturally? What is your business doing spiritually? What is your business doing generationally? So if you're just making money, that's great. Don't get me wrong, but there's a bigger picture for us. We got to see what we're doing. Are we operating in our calling in order to contribute back into our communities? So that's my motto, and I hope that other people will take notice and also kind of follow in behind me as far as that's concerned. But I certainly appreciate you, Rashan, for the wealth of knowledge and that mindset change, because that's a very unique thing. You go to the hospital, they're already going to refer Big Mama, Big Papa, Miss Betty, they're already going to refer them to a home health agency. Why not it be yours? Why
Right.
not? Why not?
Exactly.
What are your final
Exactly.
thoughts? What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is that I just want people that if you're in Florida and you have a license, you need to be a home health agency. Because guess what? Next week, your aunt could be sick. Your wife's uncle could be sick, or your neighbor could be sick. Let me tell you, I should be a home health agency. My neighbor had a stroke. Who did they call? They called me. I was the one to get her and call the rescue. I knew immediately she was having a stroke. When she came home, I was the one to set up. So I should have been a home health agency.
Mm-hmm.
So we all can, we're all affected by this. So why not? Because when she came home, they assigned her to a home health agency.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they sent Becky out here, and she got rid of Becky.
Oh, Becky.
You know, she was like, "Oh no, I don't like, I don't even like how she talk. She not doing right." You know,
Mm-mm-mm.
so again, everybody should be taking advantage of this opportunity that you know that's available in Florida. Again, like I said, the application is on ACA's website. It is $100. Um, you know, you can do, it's something you can do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you need assistance, you can book a consultation and we can do it. Home care startups will start you up and get everything lined up for you to start working as your agency.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, guys. That's it for us today. Make sure you're following us across our social media platforms and also visit our website, download our app, download the podcast, subscribe, share, like all of that good stuff. All of our information will be listed in the biography section of the podcast. Until next time, you know my motto is that we are the trend. And if nothing else has said that and spoken that to you, I hope that this episode speaks that to you. We are the trend. So we don't follow any trends, but we're able to set trends. And setting trends means ownership, owning our own stuff, going against what people think we should be doing and setting those trends as far as things that we know we can do. So I appreciate everyone and I want everyone to have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you.